Hello, Bookfighters. It is Thursday. We are still talking about the importance of being earnest. I do want to apologize straight away. This is going to be an editless video. I am sick and I have to leave for work very soon, so I don't have the time or stamina to be editing a video. And last week, I want to apologize for missing. I was in Orlando all day, and I did not expect to be in Orlando all day, so I didn't actually have the opportunity to make a video. And then over the weekend, when I was going to make it up, my house got broken into, and so I was talking to police officers the whole time that I would have been making my makeup video. So I'm sorry that didn't happen, but I'm here now. Unlike a lot of the Bookfighters, there have not been a whole lot of videos this month. Apparently, I'm just gonna have to say that Dan is probably right. Sarah agreed with him, and then we're like, that's it. You broke the channel. There's nothing left to say. This is the apocalypse. Chaos reigns. Literally anything is possible. Anyway, there hasn't been a whole lot of discussion for me to jump off of here. The first week, everyone basically just said, it's pretty legit. And that was kind of it. So Dan's question, have we ever been bun burying? And yes, I have. This was something that I used to do with my best friend. We were roommates back when I lived in Boulder. I've never bun buried long term, but I would do it for an evening. My friend and I, we would go out somewhere. We'd start talking to people, and one of us would start a lie, and the other one would have to just keep going with it, and we would see how far we could take it before they stopped believing us. And the thing is, no one ever stopped believing us. We could say anything, and as long as we were convincing about it, they would come to believe us. Like once, and it's one that still amuses me, but probably showcases that I'm sort of a terrible person. We were out somewhere, and this boy was hitting on both of us, and we convinced him that we worked for Wonder Bread. There's a big Wonder Bread factory in Denver, just for context. We convinced him that we worked for Wonder Bread and we were out there as representatives, and then he said, oh, well, I've never had Wonder Bread because I'm allergic to gluten. And we convinced him that there's no gluten in Wonder Bread. And maybe that was a bad thing to do. Probably it was, but hopefully he read the label before he just dove in. I'm still really amused that we were able to take it that far, though I do hope that we did not give him any, like, major allergic reaction, and then he didn't just take our word for it. But yeah, so that's the sort of thing that I would do. It was always just like a one-night thing, and even now, whenever I go out somewhere, I never give people my actual name or say what I actually do. Like, that's part of the fun of going out, is being somebody else and just telling lies, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you say you're a philosophy major at the local college or anything. It doesn't matter, because you're never going to see these people again. So you can be whoever you want to be. So that's something that I enjoy doing. Now, what I want to talk about this week, if you've been following me on Facebook, and you probably haven't because I only accept friend requests from people I actually know on Facebook. You can follow me everywhere else, but Facebook I like to keep locked down because it's sort of my department of misinformation, and it's mostly just lies and me talking about how much I hate everyone on Facebook, so you don't really want to follow me anyway. But this week, I had posted a status about how Thomas Edison is the worst, and if I had a time machine, I would use it to go back in time to punch Thomas Edison in the face, and then spend the rest of my life following him around and saying no in a stern voice every time he thought he had a good idea. And I got all of these comments from people that were like, I don't understand. I think having electricity is kind of nice. Are you missing the irony of posting this on a machine that requires electricity? What's your deal? And so for the last several days, I have been educating my Facebook friends on why Thomas Edison was a capital douchebag. Really just a terrible guy. And I ended up having this conversation with one of my friends over the course of the week about why I felt so strongly about this. And for me, I think that it's interesting because Thomas Edison, we think of as like a national treasure, and he was one of the most prolific and brilliant inventors in the United States, and he was one of the first modern men. And the truth is that Thomas Edison was an aggressive douchebag, and actually most of the things that he is credited with inventing, he did not invent. He stole from someone else, or he hired someone else to invent and then got the patent for it and then didn't pay that person that actually invented it. And other horrible things, like he invented the electric chair just for the sake of smearing the name of Nikola Tesla, and all of these other sorts of things. But because there were so many great inventions that came out of the time of Edison, and because it is such like a messy, complex thing where no one's really a good guy, and everyone's kind of the bad guy, but we still have these great advances in technology, we've sort of credited all of the good things to Thomas Edison, and he has become the symbol of that time of invention, despite the fact that he does not deserve anywhere near the type of credit that he gets. Not to say that he never did anything, but he does not deserve the good name that he has to this day. And so I was talking to someone about this, and it's interesting to me that this is the sort of history we choose to tell. Like, we choose a simple and easy narrative that we can feel good about, as opposed to the complex and messy truth. And this is a point that comes up in The Importance of Being Earnest. One of the girls, it wasn't Gwendolyn, it's the other one, but I can't remember her name at the moment, says, basically, I don't have the exact quote with me, that a simple lie does better than a complex truth. And I think that the play was sort of criticizing that idea, but then also at the same time pointing out that this is how people operate. This is what people prefer. They prefer something that's simple and easy and makes sense and that they feel good about, as opposed to something that is difficult to understand and complex, and no one's really the good guy, even though good things ultimately came out of it. And so when we tell our histories and we choose our heroes, often the stories that we're telling are lies that are based on a bit of truth and sort of make sense of the world in a way that we can feel good about it, even though it's not real. So that's just an observation. I guess my question for you this week is that, do you feel that a simple lie is better than a complex truth? Or do you prefer the easy lies of unicorns to the hard truths of zombies? That's what I have for you guys for today, and hopefully next week I'll actually be able to edit my video, and that's all I got. That's all I got. So I'm gonna stop rambling. Julia, I will see you tomorrow.